How much of your life do you spend in the present moment? How much time do you spend daydreaming, ruminating about the past, or worrying about the future? How much of your life do you miss by getting lost in thought? In his book, The Power of Now, author Eckhart Tolle explains that learning to exist in the now frees us from pain while connecting us to the infinite calm of our essential being. He attributes human suffering, depression, anxiety, guilt, worry, fear, and more, to our tendency to live in our minds instead of in the present. If you take time to examine your thoughts, like I did, you might notice that they are very often related to the past or future and are rarely focused on the now. Tolle argues that time, or psychological time, is essentially a construction of the human mind. In other words, the future, whether it's work on Monday or a beach vacation in 2 weeks, exists only in our heads. Similarly, the past is simply a collection of memories. The only thing that ever truly exists is the now. By always thinking about the past or the future, we are ignoring or resisting the now. In essence, we are denying reality and, in doing so, causing ourselves a great deal of pain. In this video, Eckhart Tolle gives powerful insight on how to deal with depression through presence.
There's a very strong pattern in me that doesn't want to live anymore, and that is really hard to deal with. Can you please advise me? Well, first you need to observe whether there's negativity in there. It's just like, I can't take any more of this, or whatever thought comes up when you feel that you don't want to live anymore, can't take it anymore, I've had enough. In other words, is it a resistance pattern that's still egoic? Because things are not going the way you wanted them to go? Or there may be a kind of tiredness of life, sense-perceived existence, situations, and so on. A weariness, perhaps. You are not here, so I cannot ask you to explain exactly what it is that you feel and how you experience that not wanting to live anymore. But anybody, no matter what it is, I suggest that you practice dying. By surrendering completely to the present moment. Don't demand that this moment should be different. It is the way it is. Then the ego dies. Instead of committing suicide, I highly recommend surrender. Much more effective. Die before you die. Do situations still have the power to induce in you negativity? Do situations still have the power to make you unhappy? Events, situations, people. Is that why you want to not live anymore? That's not surrender. Try surrender and see what happens. Which means no complaint about anything anymore. Mental. Complete acceptance of this moment as it is. And even the thought, I don't want this anymore, whatever, is a resistance to what is. You don't need it. So if you feel the pull of death, die now to the mind-made self, the ego. Allow the ego to die. Complete surrender to what is. And see what happens. You may suddenly find the peace that passes all understanding. It means you've died. The ego is dissolved.